Well, good evening and welcome to Rural Strong Live presented by Concept Agritech. Hopefully, you're out in the field right now and it's time to get your full season soil and plant health together. And Concept Agritech uses the latest technologies in agronomy, biology, and chemistry to increase your yield, keep your pests, weeds, and diseases at bay, and boost your return on investment. So be sure to check them out at conceptagritech.com. Well, our special guest tonight definitely knows his way around the farm. Adam Warner grew up in a family farm in Lawrenceville, Illinois, and that 4 square miles of home has had a major impact on his music career. We can't wait to talk to him about that, as well as some of the new music that just dropped today. And Adam, welcome into the program.
Man, thank you for having me back.
Yeah, man. Adam's one of my favorite guests to have here on the shows over the years. Just a laid back dude and a good hang, man. How have you been?
Man, pretty good. Just nose to the grindstone. Got a bunch of new music coming out. Rehearsals, getting ready for shows. Whole nine yards.
Well, last time we chatted was back in August at the Farm Progress Show there in Decatur, Illinois, where we got to hang out in person for a bit as you were entertaining for Farm Credit. How cool was that to be back in your home state and really getting to showcase the work for the ag crowd?
It was a lot of fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, playing music is always a good time, but it was one of those deals where I was secretly like wish I didn't have to play because there's so much to see at that Farm Progress Show. It was insane. Seeing tractors and combines and stuff that I didn't know existed. And it was really cool.
It's a funny
I'd
thing.
like to go back and not work.
Absolutely. It's a funny thing about those shows. When you get there, it's such a grind. And by the end of it, you're like, man, this thing goes on forever. But toward the end of it, you're like, man, I wish I had another day or two, because kind of like you're so busy working, you don't get to see probably a half to a quarter of what's there and really get to take it in and appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so huge. I mean, it's like you said, you almost need an extra day.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, big day today. The new single "Reason to Redneck" was officially released, and we'll get into talking about that a little bit later on. But to catch folks up, maybe who don't know about you, tell us a bit about life growing up there in Lawrenceville, Illinois, and growing up around the farm.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like you said, I grew up southeastern Illinois, a little town called Lawrenceville, about 4,000 people, and almost it's a big farming community. And man, I worked on my granddad's farm, my dad's farm since I was able to. Turning dirt, basically. I wasn't trusted with a planter yet, so I just did hot laps and turned dirt. But man, it was just a lifestyle that I'm so grateful for. Learned a lot about hard work ethic, and of course that helped me out later on in life too. Whenever I joined the Marine Corps, so.
Absolutely. We wanted to talk about that too. After high school, you answered that call to join the Marine Corps. What was it about the Marines that appealed to you, and what did you take away from that whole experience?
Absolutely. No, I had a really good recruiter. I visited almost every branch, and he was the only one that kind of came forward and was like, I don't know if you're ready to be a Marine yet. Come back and talk to me in a week or so. And of course, I took that as a challenge. I was like, everybody else wanted me to sign up then and there, and this guy's telling me, come back in a week. What the heck? So definitely a challenge, and just that mental fortitude, discipline. Those are some of the biggest things I took away. Just that's helped me now in this career, just to be able to again keep the nose to the grindstone and just keep rolling.
Well, we have Memorial Day coming up here in a couple of weeks. I spent a bit of time in Washington, D.C. the past couple of weeks, had a chance to spend a bit of time around the war memorials. And, it was just a stark reminder of the freedom that we enjoyed today, and that it came at a hefty price that we often take for granted in our busy and, I'll say it, privileged lives. As we prepare for Memorial Day from a former Marine, what would you like folks to know about the sacrifices that those men and women have made for us?
That's the biggest thing. Memorial Day for me. I've lost a friends. One just recently in 2020, and it's people like that. Their sacrifices why we're able to carry on and do what we do, and it's not anything anybody should take for granted. Those that pay the ultimate sacrifice for our country. I mean. one of the greatest honors I guess you could give back to this.
May being Mental Health Month, the war doesn't end for a lot of people when they come home. There's a lot of people still dealing with stuff, and that's another important part of this discussion, isn't it?
Absolutely. I've got some really good friends, and we keep each other accountable. And it's not uncommon for me to get at least a text or two a month, just a buddy check. Just asking how everybody's doing, if anybody needs to talk. And I encourage anybody, veteran that's dealing with that type of PTSD or just fighting, getting back to civilian life. That's what your brothers in arms and sisters in arms are for. So, don't ever be afraid to reach out, brother, sister, check somebody, and just make sure their well-being is good. Because, something like that goes a long way.
All right. And you've continued to kind of call out the military experience and highlight that through works like Semper Fi, and have done some stuff for veterans. How important is that for you to kind of keep that flame burning and keep that connection to our veterans?
As long as I'm doing this, that's something I'm always going to do. Even with one of my releases this year, I don't want to spill the beans too soon, but I might as well.
Come on.
Recut the song, one of my favorite songs by one of my heroes, Charlie Daniels. And all part of the proceeds from all those music sales and streams are going to go to one of Charlie's foundation, which is I believe it's called the Journey Home Project.
Right. Yep.
And that helps veterans kind of like reacclimate to the civilian life. So as long as I have a platform and feet to stand on, it's always something that I'm going to be a part of and try to help out, that military family.
That's excellent, man. And I tell you what, we're right there with you, and we'll definitely come alongside you with that, because we love to keep our veterans front and center, and just honor them for their brave sacrifice and service. And, a lot of people refer to Nashville as a 10-year town, as in that's about how long it takes to really develop some meaningful traction in your career. How many years have you been in Nashville now?
I moved here in 2010, but I started pursuing music around 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're going like 7.5 years right now. And it is definitely a 10-year town. We got some bigger news to announce later on this year that I can't spill the beans on yet. But it's definitely a grind, man. It does, those overnight successes are a lot of times 10, 12 years in the making. So it does not come easy.
Well, along the way, you've gotten to work with Trace Adkins, like I said, on Semper Fi. You've shared the stage with so many greats, from Lee Brice to Rhonda Vincent, and to the newest member of the Grand Ole Opry, Jamie Johnson. How did you go about getting plugged in and networking in the country music community? Because it's not always easy, and everybody can't do it.
No, a lot of it comes from songwriting, and then I've just been blessed to have one of the best teams around me possible. As an independent artist, I couldn't ask for a better team. And I mean, they network for me, they grind for me, they make these connections, and then we just try to capitalize. But a lot of that came from songwriting too, because like Lee Brice's little brother and I, Lewis, we write a lot together. And actually got a couple songs on this album that we co-wrote together. And you just start making your circles, and again, it takes time, and it's like almost like school in a sense.
Right.
Everybody starts like your freshman class, and then as the years grow, you kind of grow with your peers, and then one of your friends is like, oh, I got to write with Lee Brice type, and then you get lucky enough to get pulled in on something like that and make another connection.
Well, I tell you what, you mentioned that word grind, and whether it's the farm or the battlefield or Music Row, there's obviously no substitute for perseverance. At this stage in your career, tell me a bit about that grind to make things happen, because, I think a lot of people think you just kind of show up and hang out at co-writes and, just kind of kick around town and maybe go out at night and play. But, man, there's a whole lot more to it, isn't there?
A lot more to it. It's just like any job, man. I mean, wake up, drink your coffee, head into town, Sorry, that's my dog. That's Hank. He wants to talk about songwriting too. And it's okay, buddy. But like I said, it's just like any other job, man. And it's something that if you're like farming, if you stop trying to learn the best new products and how to fertilize and how to get better yields, and you just kind of stay in your lane, and you're watching everybody else around you grow, you gotta you have to educate yourself. And it's just like anything else. Like I read books about songwriting, books about publishing and the music industry, and I take online webinars and learn from people that have been doing this for 30 plus years. And it's just I think even with the songwriting process to your show, if you're not always trying to elevate to the next level, then you're done.
Right.
I mean, I don't care how long you've been doing it. It can't be the same show. You gotta adapt.
Well, I tell you what, you've surrounded yourself with some pretty cool, like-minded folks here, and you've had a chance to ride and kind of hang with folks like Josh Gallagher and Jake Hood, as well as Lewis Bryce, the brother of the aforementioned Lee Bryce, who's his own very talented singer-songwriter. Tell me a bit about the creativity and encouragement those guys bring to the table.
That's a huge part of it, and it's so cool because a lot of these songs, like I'll come up with an idea, and I'll be like very focused on what I think that song's going to be, and then it's like I'll call up Josh and say, hey man, what do you think of this? And I'll sing him something over the phone, and he'll be like, yeah, that's okay, but check this out. And then he'll sing something back to me, and I'll be like, dang, that's killer. We're going to get together and write that one. So it's your power in numbers for sure. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about songwriting is you get in a room with four other people, and you got kind of an idea of a direction you want to go, and then all of a sudden it just takes on this new life form. And then before you know it, you're just like, wow, that's a badass song.
Well, I tell you what, I don't do this very often, but I want to take a pause here and thank folks for coming on, first of all. But I have somebody checking in that says they're hearing some feedback on your microphone.
Okay.
There is, in this program, there's a little settings tab down at the bottom, and then there's audio.
Yep.
And then there should be like an echo cancellation. I don't know if that's on or off, but
how's that?
We'll have our folks check in. Carolyn Park, if you're still listening, let me know what you think here, if that's gotten any better. I just want to make sure that we have that ironed out here, because we're not hearing it on this end. So I want to make sure. We had that one other time with this, and we didn't hear it on here, but I went back and listened to the replay, and a whole hour of nothing but unintelligible echoes. So
man.
Want to make sure that we have it right here, because we don't want anybody to miss anything. Or
I can take my earpods out. Would that make it better or worse?
That's a good question. I'm not sure if it would. I think it would probably make it worse, but I could be wrong.
How's that?
I can hear you fine. If anybody's still watching here and wants to drop in the comments, if there's any reverb or any echo or anything, please let us know, because I would love to make sure we know here.
Absolutely. There seems to be on my. How about? Yeah, it's but now
whatever you did, you're cutting out on my end.
Great.
Yeah. Fix one problem and caused another one.
Right.
Hey, we're live without a net here tonight, folks. So thank you for joining us. If you are here with us, we're going to get all this ironed out here, so you don't have to listen to a messy echo here. But thank you.
Baby.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much to everybody who is joining us tonight. If you don't mind, you're listening, drop in the comments where you're listening from. I would love to hear it. Also would love to listen to find out if you're farming, what are you farming, and what are things looking like where you're at right now. So I know everybody's dealing with different stuff throughout the country here. Some drought, some just an excess of rain they can't get rid of. But I just want to hear from you all, find out what you got going on. Well, as we kind of move forward in the show, we see what's going on here. One of the things I always like to ask folks, I'm always curious, what are you listening to these days?
A little bit of everything. I've been kind of on a rock kick lately. Went back in time, jamming Smashing Pumpkins, and let's see, who else have I been? Some Nine Inch Nails. And I'm always listening to Hardy, New Country Singer.
Right.
His stuff is really fun to listen to.
Right, man. One of the more prolific songwriters out there right now. He's just tearing it up, isn't he?
Yeah, he's good.
And it's amazing to see once somebody gets on a roll like that, man. It's like a snowball going downhill, man. Everybody wants them, and they are everywhere. And he's definitely been everywhere the last couple of years. So, how much of a motivation is it to see guys like that really catch on and know that you're knocking on that door, man? You're right there. You just need that one song or that one break to show folks that you're in the ballpark too.
Yeah, it only takes one. And it's definitely motivating. And at the same time, also lets you know you got a lot of work left to do.
Right.
Especially when I listen to their songs, his songwriting. And I'm just like, man, wish I would have thought of
that. Right. Well, I tell you, before we go any further here, we have to acknowledge something that happened today that was a huge milestone for us true country music fans. Country Music Hall of Fame announced that legendary artist Keith Whitley will join the Killer, Jerry Lee Lewis, and music industry executive Joe Galante in the class of 2022 for the Hall of Fame. They're going to be inducted in October. I know people have been lobbying for Keith for a long time, and it's great to see him finally get his due.
That's awesome.
It's everybody, no matter where you fall on the traditional country music spectrum, it seems like everybody has got a special place in their heart for Keith Whitley and has their own favorite Keith Whitley song.
Oh yeah, such a talent, man, and like you said, overdue for sure.
Well, this has been a busy year for you already. As we said earlier, you dropped a new single today, but last month you released another single, Catchin' Hell. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, man. I wrote that song with Josh Gallagher, Mark Addison Chandler, and Davis Corley. We were on a writer's retreat together, and I always wanted to have a fishing song, and had that title picked out, and the boys loved it. And Josh came up with that guitar lick, like on the spot. He said, well, says it was on the spot, but later found out that he made it up like a year and a half ago. And he was like, man, I'm glad we wrote that song. I've been wanting to use that guitar lick for a long time now. But that was one of those, man. It just came together so great. And had a smile on my face the whole time we were putting that one down. I knew that was going to be one I was going to cut.
That's how it works sometimes, though, isn't it? You just kind of sit on something and it just kind of stews in your brain for a while, and you just got to find the right place to plug it in and build on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exciting to see. Well, I tell you what, we are going to share the video for this now. Great video. What can you tell us about it?
Awesome. Yeah, man. I got to shoot. So I brought Jake in to play my boss. And Jake is so. Man, he just falls into character great. He's just like a natural at that type of stuff. And I called him and I was like, if you can be the most over-the-top, cheesy boss that you can be, this is going to be a perfect video. And then he was like, yeah, that's cheesy. That's what I do. So brought him on board, and then my wife played a small part in it as well. And then, of course, for me, the best part was taking the bass boat out. And getting to do a little bass fishing while we filmed it.
Man, that's excellent. We're going to check this out now. Catch a little Catchin' Hell, get you in the mood for fishing. Turn this one up.
Well, hey.
Hello.
What are you still doing here? It's a beautiful day out.
I have so much work. I need to get this finished.
You know what? Don't worry about it. I take care of my favorite employee. Why don't you go ahead and get out of here?
Are you sure?
This gets done before you leave.
Man, this is BS. This always happens to me.
Did you say something?
Oh, yes, sir. I said I'll get this done before I leave.
Crooked Colorado Grand bottle in my hand and bobber in the sun. Truck filled emissions check, engine light is bitchin', got 99 problems, but a fish ain't one. Cop 4 or 5 largemouth, 2 or 3 bluegill, a soggy old shoe, and a hill figure bell. Don't give a rip or swim on in the life well. Long as I'm fishing, I ain't catching hell. Rather get lost than listen to the boss man breathing down my neck. Yeah, time to unwind. The quiet way out here, it's music to my ears. Only thing chattering is tied to the line. 4 or 5 largemouth, 2 or 3 bluegill, soggy old shoe, and a hill figure bell. Don't give a rip or swim on in the life well. Long as I'm fishing, I ain't catching. Hell no, my phone's off, I ain't taking no calls. Just sitting here with this spinning reel and that backer in my jaw. I'm buzzbait buzzing, man, I'm loving. Just sipping and spitting and counting up my haul. 4 or 5 largemouth, 2 or 3 bluegill, a soggy old shoe, and a hill figure bell. Don't give a rip or swim on in the life well. Long as I'm fishing, I ain't catching hell. 4 or 5 largemouth, 2 or 3 bluegill, soggy old shoe, and a hill figure bell. Don't give a rip or swim on in the life well. Long as I'm fishing, I ain't catching hell. I ain't catching hell. I ain't catching hell.
All right. Well, I tell you what, that'd be a great one to play on stage in the summertime, won't it?
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of fun. A lot
Definitely,
of energy in that one.
definitely got some of those rock influences you were talking about earlier in that one.
For sure.
I love that. Love that hook. Great stuff. So, what's the timetable for releasing new singles looking like for you? It seems like it's been pretty aggressive here lately.
Yeah. So we've been doing one about every 6 to 8 weeks. I got a 12-song album about to come out, and 6 of those are going to be singles. So I think we're about every 8 weeks or so we're going to be putting out a new song.
Excellent. When is the album going to drop?
I think about November time frame.
Mm-hmm. What something as I was sitting there watching that and listening to that song. Are there any artists out there that you would like to work with?
Absolutely. Man, there's a bunch of them. One for one of my fishing buddies, Mr. Jimmy Allen. I think he's just such a talented guy, great voice, and super style. I love his outfit. I think it would also be really cool. Again, I don't even know if I'd be more excited to play a show on his billet or write a song with him. That'd be hardy. I'm leaning more towards the songwriter just because I would love to see the man in action.
Absolutely. Well, and the perpetual royalty checks wouldn't hurt either.
That would not be a problem for me. I'll take that one.
More of those you can knock down, the better, right?
Absolutely. Especially if we came up with a God's country.
And so, we're getting here to the summertime. What does the fair and festival season look like for you? I see you've got the Reason to Redneck 2022 Summer Series ready to kick off here. What's on the agenda there?
As of right now, we got Columbus, Ohio, I think Kansas City, St. Louis, and then the festival I was supposed to play last weekend just got rescheduled for August. So I think we'll be in Sanford, North Carolina for Wampus Cat Music Festival the first week of August. And then I believe we're heading back out to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So, and we're continuing to book.
That's not a bad summer.
No.
A A lot of great cities in there, and it's always fun with the fair and festival season, man. Everybody, especially after the last couple of years, everybody's ready to get back in community and just get back to music again.
Absolutely. It's time.
There's just something so healing about that, and I know just the stuff I've seen here, man. People are turning out in full force, ready to rock and roll here. So that's exciting, and also exciting is the fact, again, we've been kind of teasing this throughout the show. New song dropping today, Reason to Redneck, man. Tell us about this one.
So this is an outside cut on my album. This one was written by Mark Addison Chandler, I think Dawson Edwards, and Davis Corley, I believe. If I screwed that up, I apologize, boys. But Mark played me this demo, and within like the first 30 seconds, I was like, who's cutting that song? And Mark's kind of like my Marine recruiter. He's like, I don't know. I don't know if that's, that might not be your style. And I was like, no, I want to record it. So I finally talked him into it. And man, it's just such a fun song. And every time we play it out, people have been coming up asking when it's coming out. So I'm glad it's finally going to drop.
Tell us about the lyric video for this one, because I want to show that next.
Yeah, so did the lyric video with my good friend Josh Gallagher. Shot most of it in his backyard. And no fun was had, and no beer was drank at all. But no, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it's basically when you hear the words of the song and you see the video, it's hand in hand.
Right. We gotta get Josh back on the show. He was on live with us from the Ernest Tubb Record Shop once upon a time here a couple of years ago, but it's time to get him back on here.
Josh is great, man. He's such a good guy. And, got a new addition to his family, little boy.
Right.
Yeah, he's great.
That'll change a man.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited to see how he does there. But for now, I want to roll this video here. This is A Reason to Redneck.
Show me a riverbank, I'll show you the best place to waste a day. Give me them rabbit ears, I'll dial them in clear to the nearest NASCAR race. Don't need no Yeti in the bed of my Chevy, got a toolbox ready to go. Give me some time and I'll show you how we roll. We don't need no reason to drive fast, talk slow, kick back, blow smoke. Sipping on some ice cold, dipping skull lip, ripping with a Zepco. Don't need no reason for truck rims, muck boots, duck bibs, or tattoos. Buzzing on a weekday, hunting from the back deck. Don't need no reason to redneck. Do it like my daddy did, only way I know to live. Couldn't change if I wanted to. Wear it on my sleeve, chain on my neck, fly like the red, white, and blue. Don't need no reason to drive fast, talk slow, kick back, blow smoke. Sipping on some ice cold, dipping skull lip, ripping with a Zepco. Don't need no reason for truck rims, muck boots, duck bibs, or tattoos. Buzzing on a weekday, hunting from the back deck. Don't need no reason to redneck. No reason to redneck. No one needs one till you need one. Say if I need one, that's my reason for toll roads, duct tape, ammo, homemade when it hits the fan. Bet on you got a friend that don't need no reason to drive fast, talk slow, kick back, blow smoke. Sipping on some ice cold, dipping skull lip, ripping with a Zepco. Don't need no reason for truck rims, muck boots, duck bibs, or tattoos. Buzzing on a weekday, hunting from the back deck. Don't need no reason
Don't need no reason. We just do it, right?
See it.
I love it. Well, I tell you what, thank you for letting us share that on the opening day, man.
Absolutely, man. Well, thanks for sharing it.
Man, great.
Appreciate it.
Great stuff. And one of the reasons this guy is so comfortable in interviews, because he often sits on my side of the mic here as I knock the mic all over the place. I'm not very comfortable at all. Is the host of the Beer 30 podcast. What's the latest on that project, and how can folks get caught up if they have not heard any or seen any of the episodes?
So, Beer 30, all the episodes are now on my YouTube channel, which is Adam Moore Music. And as of right now, we kind of put Beer 30 on hold just because, again, live music is coming back.
Right.
And the whole reason I started Beer 30 was, during the pandemic, obviously we were not touring. No one was. And I wanted to bring something to people that was more than just a guy sitting in front of a cell phone playing songs on the guitar.
Right.
So I wanted to keep my friends busy, wanted to keep my band busy, and I felt like the best way to do that was make it like a TV show. So that's what we did.
And if folks want to go check that out, your YouTube channel, also your website.
Absolutely. Yeah, and if you go to the Country Network as well. The Country Network picked it up, put it on Roku, it was streaming on through PlayStation and a bunch of other places. I think it was in like 40 million homes or something like that.
Wow.
But so if you download the Country Network app, it lives on there. You can go check it out for free as well.
So make sure you go do that. A lot of entertaining content on there that lives on, evergreen stuff that'll be fun for you to just hang out with here as we get to the summertime, and like we get to that long weekend here in a couple of weeks. Might be good to go check that out. So aside from touring, what else are you into these days?
Doing a little fishing.
Yeah,
of course. Fished the tournament last weekend with my friend Chad and good folks from C&O Marina. And just taking life as it comes, man. Just trying to fill my schedule up and get back out on the road and catch up where we left off right before the pandemic.
How are those tournament events going? How many are you getting to do?
I fish as many as I can. I love them. We got second to last one. Big fish. Won the big fish spot. That was fun. But fish is one of those things you don't got to talk me into very hard.
Right.
Yeah, even if it's raining, I'll still go.
Right. So, what's the preferred bait you're using these days?
I've been catching them on buzzbait and jigs.
Okay. Excellent, man. So when you're not tournament fishing, do you like fish anything besides bass, or?
I used to do some catfishing, but I'm just addicted to bass fishing. I don't go for hardly anything else other than largemouth and smallmouth anymore. They're just so much fun.
Beautiful. Now, we were talking about Lawrenceville, Illinois earlier. Ever get a chance to get back there very often?
It's been a little bit, man. My parents have been coming out here to hang out with us, but I miss going home. I need to see my buddies back home too. So it has been a while.
Right. I think one of the last times I talked to you, maybe not the time that we were down in Illinois, but one of the last times you were doing a songwriters retreat. You got a chance to go out of town and do a little hunting with that too, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, at the same time we wrote Catching Hell, and then there's three more songs that came off that retreat that are on this album. So yeah, we had a good time.
Gosh, boy, that seems like yesterday, and you're cranking out hits with it already.
Trying.
I love it. Well, if folks want to download any of the new music, purchase any merch, again, check out show dates. Where can they go to do all that?
Show dates. I prefer Bands in Town. All you got to do is sign up with an email, and then anytime we come close to wherever you are, it'll email you and let you know, hey, we got a show, in Columbus, Ohio, for example. Bands in Town is great, and then of course my website, Adam Moore Music. It'll show you everything there. And music is across all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, and then of course you can buy on iTunes.
Right. So being plugged into the industry, what's the next big thing in terms of streaming or platforms or ways to engage listeners? What are you looking to kind of get beyond some of those things that you just mentioned?
It's really hard right now, man. We're gonna do some vinyl stuff with this album, but that'll probably be more of a show item. We'll make them available online too, but right now it seems like Spotify and pretty much has a grip on everything.
Right.
I mean, it's hard to get people to buy physical copies of an album whenever they can just log in and get it for free.
Right. Are you seeing any traction out of YouTube music?
A little bit. But for the most part, all my analytics, almost 90% of it comes from Spotify.
Right. Man, it's funny you bring up that word analytics because you're like me. You kind of live and die by that stuff, don't you?
Yeah. Got to follow the numbers.
Just kind of constantly checking those numbers and trying to figure out, to steal a fishing reference to make sure you're fishing in the right pond, man. You're throwing it in the right spot. Because it's an ongoing challenge, man. It's hard to get up on top of the nest sometimes, isn't it?
It is. But the cool thing about all that stuff is my aunt's favorite quote. The numbers don't lie.
Right. Yeah.
So it's good to have, and it's you just be crazy not to take advantage of the information and follow it.
Absolutely right, man. Well, I tell you what, you're killing it here, and it's fun to sit back and watch all the success you're having with it. And it sounds like you've got some really awesome stuff coming up here for the back half of the year. So I hope folks are paying attention. Again, make sure you go check out his website, go follow him on social media, and get plugged into everything this dude's doing, and make sure you tell a friend about it. Adam, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us here, and I hope you come back and share more of that new music with you here.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me back on. It's good catching up with you.
Yeah, man. Well, if we don't catch you down the road at any shows, we'll have you back on here this fall here, try to work you in between hunts or something like that.
That'd be great.
Kind of recap what happened over the summer.
For sure.
Well, I tell you what, I want to thank everybody else here who joined us this week. Thank you for hanging with us through the technical difficulties here. We hope we got that straightened out here. If not, we'll get back to work on that here. We've got to get back to work on it here because we got a couple big shows coming up here in the next week or so. And we want you to come back and join us next Monday and Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, for more live streams. On Monday, it's going to be true country music artist Houston Bernard, who's getting some things done himself. And then on Tuesday, it'll be Wood Songs creator and host Michael Jonathan, whose music you hear on Rural Strong Radio. He has helped a lot of careers in country and Americana music and bluegrass. And we're going to talk to him a bit about what he's had going on here. He was very instrumental, no pun intended, in helping raise money and instruments for folks who lost them in the tornadoes in Kentucky back last December. He really worked hard to get some of that stuff done. So we'll have both of those guys on Monday and Tuesday next week, and we're lining up some more live streams. Matt Moran, another great emerging artist, is going to be joining us here in the coming weeks, and we're working on putting together a whole host of country music and ag-related live streams. So make sure you're following us on social media so you stay plugged in there. And we are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and TikTok. So make sure you follow us on all those accounts, Rural Strong Media, so you can stay on top of everything we're doing there. And we'd also be honored if you'd subscribe to the Tractors and Troubadours podcast, where each week we bring you agriculture industry newsmakers, hot button industry issues, educational features, and the best in traditional country music. The Tractors and Troubadours podcast can be found at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Deezer, Audible, Odyssey, YouTube, and the Samsung free app. So pretty much anywhere you can stream, we are there, and it's in all those same places that you'll find another new podcast just launched here in the last few weeks, Ag Women Strong with Lori Boyer, who is a great ag journalist out of Colorado. And on each episode, Lori features another woman making a significant impact in the agriculture industry. So I hope you go and subscribe to Ag Women Strong, the podcast. Finally, the place to find all of this great content is on our website, ruralstrongmedia.com. There you not only find Tractors and Troubadours, Ag Women Strong, and our live streams, but you also find ag industry news, educational blogs, and our 24/7 internet radio station, Rural Strong Radio, playing the best in traditional country music and our original ag programming. You also find some Adam Warner on there. I pop on there and hear him on there quite a bit. So make sure that you go follow us there on Rural Strong Radio. And coming soon, our new Rural Strong Media app, which is going to give you one-touch access to all those features. Stay tuned for more information on that. Just waiting approval from the app stores. When we get that green light, we'll let you know, because we want you to take it with us. Wherever you go, in the tractor, the sprayer, the truck, the shop, or wherever your day takes you, we want to take us along with you, would you? And we want to say a special thank you to our sponsors, Concept Agritech, Gateway Seed, and GoatLifeClothing.com. Well, friends and neighbors, the clock on the wall tells us it's time to get on out of here. So for now, for Adam Warner, it's Brent Adams. Come join us again next week, won't you? And hey, bring along a friend.